Yo, what's Gamer Players? It's your boy, Desmond Sharp, man, back out here on this Madden 21 franchise mode. And we are just about to begin with the 1 o'clock schedule here in week 15. Now we kick it off with the undefeated New York Jets, who is the current number 1 seed in the AFC playoffs, taking on the LA Rams, who are currently the 6th seed in the NFC playoff picture. Now, before we take a look at the schedule and everything, here is the NFL playoffs, the playoff picture. You can see the teams who are currently coming into week 15. The Jets are the current number 1 seed for the AFC, and for the NFC, the Rams are currently the 6th seed, but the team in the number 1 seeded spot for the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers, who play in the Sunday night game for week 15 against the Dallas Cowboys. But either way, the Rams are trying to improve their record so they can at least get themselves an opportunity to, get up there. But San Francisco's beaten them twice, so I don't know if they're gonna, make it to the division leader. But if you haven't seen the Thursday game here in week 15, be sure to go re-watch that game so you won't miss what went down. And don't forget, the last 14 weeks have already been completed. So be sure to go rewatch week 1 through 14 so you will keep up on what has been went down in this regular season, because this regular season has been pretty fun. We've gotten this far, and ever since we came back to it, we want to, continue with it, because we've only got 2 weeks left of the season, and the playoffs are getting closer, and some teams are trying to clinch spots. The Jets have already clinched their spot. The Rams, they still haven't clinched their spot yet, but we're set to go. So let's head down to the new SoFi Stadium. The Jets, they're getting their first look at the new SoFi Stadium, and they're looking to make it 14 wins in a row. But the Rams, they're trying to snap that winning streak. Let's go.
Today, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Now, the Rams know that on defense, they're going to have to stop that Jets passing offense, because they got a really good passing offense. And on offense for the Rams, they're going up against the number 1 defense currently, and that is the New York Jets.
It's the Los Angeles Rams taking on the New York Jets.
So this should be a fun matchup right here between Chris Smoove and D Sharp.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we reach week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the New York Jets and the Los Angeles Rams.
Andre Williamson getting warmed up on the sideline. He's set to go against this Jets team. Those were his stats in week 14. 161 yards on the ground. He didn't get into the end zone, but he got yardage on the ground.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks.
So the Rams, they're going to kick it off to the Jets to start the game first. So we will see D Sharp and that undefeated Jets team to start the game. as we're underway from SoFi Stadium. The 1 o'clock schedule in Week 15 has begun. So the Jets coming out there, leading them. The #1 quarterback right now, D Sharp, looking to increase his numbers. 61 touchdown passes, with only the 1 interception he threw was in Week 4, which is that's the crazy part. That's the crazy thing about it. D Sharp has not thrown an interception since Week 4. And
right now, he's in the pole position as we head down the stretch.
And here's Bell. And that will be a gain of 9. He gets it to the 34.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that
Le'Veon Bell, we'll give him some credit. He's playing a good season. He's got 9 touchdown runs on the season. He had 2 of them in the last game.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here, 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Here comes the pressure from the Rams as D Sharp finds Willis, and Willis with some room, and Willis, he's got a Jet touchdown. 66 yards.
A big play there. 66 yards. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass his young quarterback,
I'm pretty sure the Rams know now, because those are the type of stuff that you do not want to do on defense.
Yeah.
If they leave any of their quarterbacks one-on-one, D Sharp is probably gonna notice it. He's probably gonna notice. And that is exactly what he saw. He saw that cornerback for the Rams was one-on-one with the receiver, and then he threw it to him, and he was off to the races. So the Jets get a quick strike touchdown on just 2 plays. So now the Rams will come out there looking to answer. And Chris Smooth leading the way for LA.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
1st and 10 for the Rams. They hand it off. And he's brought down at the 27.
The numbers for him from a week ago. Charles,
now the stats for Williamson, it was pretty good.
They could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
But the thing about it is, they faced New England. They were able to beat New England 29-21 in their last game. But now they're facing another team from the AFC East, which is the Jets, who are unbeaten. And Smooth with pressure coming at him, and it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck roll that they can fall back on anymore.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. It's Smooth downfield, and it's not the way. Pierre Desir, he was the game savior in the win over Seattle. He had 2 interceptions in that game, especially the one that saved the streak for the Jets in the win over Seattle. So they're going to get the ball back with a chance to go up 2 scores early.
Back on the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
They'll start the drive with a carry.
And here's Bell. And he's going to get this to the 18, again 7.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
2nd and 3.
D Sharp, and he's going to find Willis again. And he's going to get this one to the 46 and a first.
28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
D Sharp, and this one's going to be incomplete.
Say it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
D Sharp, and open, he finds Young Buck open. And Young Buck for a Jet touchdown. 54 yards.
A big play there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Jets will extend their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm.
Now this is the type of stuff that gets teams in trouble. Just like the Rams. Even though they're trying to fight for a playoff spot, you're going against not only the number 1 seed in the AFC, an unbeaten team, a team that knows how to throw the ball well, a team that can run the ball well. Sometimes they run, sometimes they pass, but usually they pass all the time. But they've also got a team that is the number 1 defense currently on the season, and they got to be careful.
As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling.
And here's a toss, and Williamson, he gets taken down for no gain.
Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention,
and here's Williamson now, and he's going to get this to the 40 and a first down. Now, in the game against Seattle, the Jets defense were giving up a bunch of yardage on the ground. I'm talking about no matter what was going on, the Jets just kept giving up yardage to Seattle on the ground. But luckily, they were able to win that game. That's the crazy part. They were still able to win that game.
Running and passing there, you're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Smooth, and he's going to be sacked.
Down he goes. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Smooth looking, and he's going to be brought down again. The linebacker, Avery Williamson, was the one to get to him.
Someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flush to his right. On the run.
Smooth throwing deep again, and it's incomplete. Batted away by Pierre Desir. So the Rams are going to punt it again for the 3rd straight time. Well, for the 2nd time, actually.
Looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
And no returning for Young Buck. And this one bounces all the way to the end zone for a touchback. And coming back out there, the #1 quarterback currently, D Sharp. He already has 2 touchdown passes already.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great. That's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal.
And the thing about it is, the Jets O-line is protecting so well. The reason why D Sharp been throwing a lot of touchdown passes. They've been blocking really well.
That's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues.
And here's Bell. And he only gets a yard out of that one. Second down.
Sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
D Sharp. Oh, yo, that could have been intercepted.
It's 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Now this is gonna be the last play of the first quarter.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
The Rams defense are looking for a stop.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
D Sharp slings it for Young Buck again. He's got it again. Touchdown Jets.
Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 79
They're just
yards.
continuing
And the
to score
Jets
at
are gonna
will.
add on to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, his car race.
Extra point is good, and the Jets lead 21-0. Are you serious?
1-0 our score after 1.
I don't think anybody expect this performance out of the Jets. After they just came off a close victory over Seattle, they come out and put a 21 shutout in the first quarter.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Oh my goodness. Now this is where Rams get into trouble.
Drive will start at the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know.
And here's Williamson. And the Jets defense is there again. Only for a gain of 2 yards.
Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Smooth. And he's going to find Robert Woods. And he's got a first down, a gain of 10.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life.
Smooth, and he's going to be sacked. Quinnen Williams was the one to get there. And that's 3 sacks for this Jet defense.
Sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Smooth throwing and open is Robert Woods. First down, Los Angeles.
That one good for 26 and a first down. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know
Smooth throwing deep. It's Higbee, and he almost had it. But the defense again for the Jets was there.
Good strike.
Ryan pulled that time there to get a hand on it. He'll try again with the
Smooth. And open is Williamson. And Williamson has open space left side. He's got a Rams touchdown.
Rams touchdown. A great effort there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams are able to draw a bit closer. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass.
I mean, it was nobody over there.
Yeah, you're so right.
And Williamson just turned on the Jets.
Almost get to the quarterback, but almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver.
Now, since the Rams are finally on the board, they're hoping for a stop. Because the way they're giving up points, you saw they gave up 21 in that first quarter.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Takes this about
And Davis, he's going to think about returning this. And he's going to get this past the 20 to the 21.
4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it.
He's sharp. The pressure coming at him, he's going to run.
Distance between them and their opponent.
A gain of 4 on that scramble, second down.
The other part is they're taking their spirit away from them too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
And the Jets are going to run a Wildcat formation. And that only was a gain of a yard. Brings up third down.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
D-Sharp with the blitz coming. He finds Young Buck again. And he's got a Jet first down.
Get the third down conversion. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here.
D-Sharp, and he's going to find Bell, but that was going to go backwards.
The wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually, but first is good acting. You want to let the
D-Sharp, and he's going to find a Young Buck yet again. And he's got another first.
And then you do your blocking. How about the
That's 5,000 receiving yards on his career.
And actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
I'm pretty sure that's not the right amount for his career, but he's playing pretty well. He's getting open. D-Sharp's gonna try to throw it again, and he's gonna run again. And he's out of bounds right at the 20.
On the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit. D-Sharp
pressure. He's going to find Buck again. And he's going to go down at the 2-yard line. And he's already at 200 yards past receiving.
Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
D-Sharp, and he's going to complete this one to Willis. Touchdown, New York. They're just continuing to score.
And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
What? Did you see what Samson Ebukam just did? What are you doing? Give that guy a manual. What are you doing? Did you just see what he just did?
There you go. That's my man in concert.
Did you see what Samson Ebukam just did on that replay? He just stumbled, and then as soon as he did that, D Sharp was able to get rid of the pass. Like, what is that? Sean McVay's gotta get his team together, because if they want to have any chance, they're gonna have to, one, get some stops on defense and put some points on the board.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk.
Smooth. And he's going to find Williamson on the screen pass. And they're going to get him down at the 39.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to air one.
Smooth. He's going to sling this one, and it's overthrown.
He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
Here comes the pressure by the Jets.
He's going to go up top.
Smooth. And that one's dropped.
Down to 15 seconds now.
For Tyler Higbee, incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 after that incompletion.
They'll look to throw again.
It's Smooth, and he's going to run left side. And he fumbled, but the football goes out of bounds. With 6 seconds remaining. Now the Rams do get the ball to start the second half, so they're gonna count on the field goal unit.
It's a 58-yard attempt.
58-yarder, and Sloman missed it.
He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Wow.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room.
And the Jets, they're going to take a knee. So they're going to take this 28-7 lead into the locker room.
We reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far.
The Rams, they are in deep trouble right now.
At our EA Sports halftime report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15.
Up next, we're going to be in Denver. The Broncos are still winless. They host the 8-5 Buffalo Bills. Then we're going to be in Washington. The Washington football team also doesn't have a win. They're looking to get one as well, taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And this first half, it's been all New York. It's been all New York. They've been playing at their best. I mean, they've been doing it all season long, and they're doing just the same against the Rams. They're trying to get themselves to 14-0 on the season is the Jets. The Rams are trying to get themselves to 10-4, But that might not happen if they don't do anything in the second half.
So we will start here at the 25. LA readies for its next possession. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it?
And here's Williamson. And they're going to bring him down at the 28-yard line.
But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him
smooth. And he's going to find Williamson on the screen. And Williamson now breaking free. And he gets this inside the 35.
They're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Smooth. Good blocking there by the Rams. And Smooth is going to run. And he gets this inside, well, a yard shy of the 15.
17 yards and a first down. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escaping.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure.
Smooth. Oh, great defense. I mean, great defense on that screen pass. I think that was Quentin Williams who knocked that down.
And make some throws.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Smooth, looking to throw again. And he's going to find the tight end, Gerald Everett.
He's brought down at the 9. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with
a gain of 7, brings up 3rd down.
Successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Third and 3. Smooth. Looking, and he's going to get rid of this.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL.
So Sloman's going to come out for his second field goal of the game. He missed one earlier in the first half, but this time he gets this one. And it's 28-10.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And this one is not going to be returned, so this one's going to be a touchback.
So we will start here at the 25. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start.
Look at those numbers for D Sharp.
Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure
look at those numbers for D Sharp. 292 yards passing. Only missed 2 passes, 4 touchdown passes, and now all they want to do is just chew that clock. And Bell, what a game he's having. He just broke free for that run, on that first down run.
In 2019, though, no games over 100 yards rushing, and only 3 games with 20 or more carries. The more he touches it, the more effective he is.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
D Sharp, and he's going to find Julian Willis. And he's got another first down at the Rams 40.
A good pickup there at 22. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
And here's Bell, and he gets smothered in the backfield.
He'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12. D-Sharp finds Young Buck yet again. And that's another first down.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here.
Oh, and look at that. Look at that. Now that is what, now that's going to put the Rams in a lot of trouble. You see that D-Sharp and Young Buck both have their X factors now. And that's going to be a problem.
He'll look to throw. Being chased out left.
And D-Sharp, he's going to get rid of this one.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
D-Sharp, he's going to find Young Buck on the screen pass, and he's got a jet touchdown.
Jets will extend their lead.
That is the 5th touchdown for D-Sharp passing.
A rookie indeed.
I mean, because my eyes are telling me something I'm having trouble believing. 5 touchdown passes. He's thrown 5 in this game. Are you kidding me?
I mean, D-Sharp has done the most. He's been putting in this work. I don't know how he was able to do this type of stuff, but if it wasn't for the yardage that he's getting off of these passes, he probably would not be in first at this point. But you can see he is. He's basically got the most touchdowns out of all the quarterbacks because he's thrown a lot of passing touchdowns. He's got 5 in this game.
Out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need.
And here's Williamson, breaks a tackle, and Williamson now breaks free. He's got a Rams touchdown.
What a great play there. With touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead.
Now that is something the Rams needed. And Sean McVay trying to go for 2, and Smoot goes down.
So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
They got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And here's Davis. And they're going to bring him down at the 27.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this?
And here's Bell. And they're going to get him down at the 35.
Like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football.
And with that, that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter.
Wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
The Jets with the lead. Now they're just looking to run out the clock now, because all of a sudden with the Rams trying to stay in the game, they're trying to at least get to a 1-score game, but I don't even know if they got enough time though. And D-Sharp's going to keep it on the option, and that goes nowhere. What happened there?
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Young Buck just allowed his defender to get free like that.
Guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield. That's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
3rd and 6.
Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw.
D Sharp, and he's gonna find Young Buck yet again. He's got another first.
They're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big one there.
Look at that. He's at 254 yards.
Up in this passing game, they've been a well-oiled machine throughout, and actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours, and they certainly weren't kidding.
And they certainly are not kidding, because they are making sure that they keep this lead. And Bell gets this inside the 35 to the 34.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game.
D Sharp, he's going to run on the option, and he's got space. And he gets this all the way to the 3. Are you kidding me?
1st down. He was able to escape the pocket and get out of bounds. You like the decision making?
I love the decision making, and I love the execution, because you just know that his eyes were darting all over the place. You know, they talk about keeping your head on a swivel, looking for the danger spots where the hits are going to come from. How about him getting all he could out of that run?
And here's Bell.
And he told us, look,
and he's gonna get tackled right at the 3. So he's not even close.
With his actions.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
And here's Bell again. And he's going to get this to the 1 yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now, what are the Jets going to think of doing on 3rd down? What are they going to think about doing on 3rd and goal?
Perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal.
They're going to jet sweep at the Young Buck, but he gets taken down.
It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2. They tried to catch him by surprise there on 3rd down, but this defense, they were all over the jet sweep.
And it's oftentimes all about what you're doing on the backside of the defense, whether it's the defensive end or the outside backer.
And the Jets, they're going to stay out there to go for it on 4th down.
And in this case, they were able to make the tackle for a loss as a result.
And they're going to jet sweep it on the left side, and Young Buck gets out of there. Touchdown, Jets.
A 3-yard touchdown run, and the Jets are going to add on to their lead.
It looked like for a second that the Rams were going to stop them, but Young Buck got out of there, and he was able to score. And the Jets, it looks like they are on their way to another victory, which is impressive.
Marr now to add the extra point.
Extra point is up and through, and it's 42-16.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
Now the Rams, they're going to have to overcome from this, because really, they really could have had a shot to at least have a close game with the Jets, but when they gave up 21 in the 1st quarter, I'm pretty sure you already knew that that was not going to happen. But then they still couldn't stop that Jets passing game. I mean, like I said before, the Jets, they know how to pass the ball. They know how to get to open receivers. They know how to do all that. Smooth, and he's going to be brought down. Avery Williamson gets the sack.
Able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Look at D-Sharp. He is going crazy on that sideline because he knows that his team's going to get another victory. It's going to be number 14, and then they're going to be 2 wins away from having a perfect regular season.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Smooth, and he's going to find Carroll, and he's going to get this to the 32-yard line.
That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Smooth gets hit as he throws it incomplete.
He was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw.
4th down. Smooth firing, and he's got Carroll. And he's going to get this to the 23, and the drive will continue.
And they do indeed convert on 4th.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing, and if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you haven't
Smooth, and that one's going to be incomplete.
Incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
The 23-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
Smooth throwing, and that was going to be intercepted by Brian McDougal. And with that, the Jets are going to be ready to celebrate another victory.
You have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
So the Jets, they're not going to do anything else. They're going to kneel it.
And they will take a knee here.
And with that, the Jets are going to do it again. They're going to win game number 14 on the season. They're now 14-0, and they're just 2 wins away from making it a perfect regular season. They win 42-16.
Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working. And
so the next 2 opponents for the Jets are the Cleveland Browns and their division rival, the New England Patriots, who they've already beaten this season.
So for the Jets, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for LA, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Yo, man. I'm literally surprised, to be honest. I'm literally surprised.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
The New York Jets are now 2 wins away from making it a perfect regular season, as they defeat the Rams in their first look in SoFi Stadium. 42-16 is the final score. They just completely dominated from start to finish. The Rams had no answer against them. Here are the stats. D-Sharp 383 yards passing. Look at his passing rating, 158.3. See, this is the reason why the Jets have been so improving on the passing game, because D Sharp has been throwing very well. He only missed 3 completions in this game, 5 touchdown passes. Chris Smoove, his passing rating, 77.7, not too bad. 205 throwing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously the loss that the Rams just took. He missed 11 passes, which is not that great, but he's hoping to improve. But even though the playoffs are right around the corner, his team's gotta, step up. So here are the rushing stats. Andre Williamson, 6 carries for 97 and a touchdown. Chris Smoove, 3 carries for 57. Le'Veon Bell, 11 carries for 47. D Sharp, 6 carries for 36. And Young Buck with 2 carries for a yard and a touchdown run. Here's the receiving. Young Buck, 7 catches for 254 and 2 touchdowns. Julian Willis, 4 catches for 118 and 2 touchdowns. Andre Williamson, 3 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. AJ Carroll, he was shut down in this one. 2 catches for 62 yards. Robert Woods, he was also shut down. 2 catches for 36. Le'Veon Bell, 2 catches for 11 and a touchdown. Gerald Everett, a catch for 7, and that was it. Cooper Kupp did not get a completion, neither did Tyler Higbee. So basically the entire receiving core for the Rams got shut down by that Jet defense, because they're the number 1 defense currently. So for the Jets, they improved now. They improved their record to 14-0. Now they move a step closer to making it a perfect regular season, as the Jets are now 14-0, and they will return home in week 16 for a matchup with another playoff team, the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they dropped to 9-5 with the loss, and they'll be on the road in week 16 as they get a matchup with the Seahawks in Seattle. And with that, guys, that is going to do it for the first game here in the 1 o'clock schedule for week 15. If you enjoyed this game, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And next up, we're going to be up in Mile High. The Denver Broncos still don't have a win yet. They are hoping to get a victory somehow. They have another chance to, as they take on Josh Allen and the 8-5 Buffalo Bills.